In this video, we're going to replace the crankcase vent valve on a Porsche Boxster. This is a 97 Boxster with a 2.5 liter. There is some speculation that if this crankcase vent valve goes bad, it will cause a premature failure of the air oil separator. These are the tools you'll need to replace the crankcase vent valve. You'll need 10mm sockets, an assortment of those guys in 1/4 and 3/8 drive. You'll need extensions with universal joints for those guys. You'll need a jack and a jack stand because you're going to get to the hose that connects on that guy. You're going to get to him from underneath, and a screwdriver will help you get that off. You'll need these bent nose pliers or some other way to get the screw back into the hole. Now, I apologize in advance. This video is going to be a little strange because a lot of the stuff you can't film, but I'm going to do my best and show you what I can. To get to the valve, we need to remove the front engine cover panel. That is the one that is located behind the seats, and you'll need a 10mm socket to take that apart. You'll also need to get access to the top of the engine, so you need to remove the upper engine cover. Okay, we're looking at the front of the engine, and this oily mess is where the vent valve is. To get to the screw that's on the top, this guy right here, in the car it's like this, so it's back here. You're gonna need a 10mm with universal joint, an extension, and a ratchet. And then when it's loose, you're gonna wanna use a magnet or one of those claw grabby things to pull it out. I've got the valve unbolted from the engine, and now to disconnect the hose that connects to it, we need to jack up the car and go underneath. When you're handling that hose, you need to be careful because if you crack it, you are in a world of hurt. For reference, this is the type of connector that the hose and the valve are connected with. It's the kind that you squeeze and then you pull off. It's super tight underneath there, so what I'll do is I'll take one hand and I'll squeeze it, and then with the other hand I'll take the screwdriver and I'll pry it, and I'll pry it off. What we're looking at now is up underneath the engine. What I've done is I've pulled the valve down a little bit with the hose, and so you can see it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect the hose from the valve and then put the new one on there. The new valve is in place. Now I need to go from the top and line up the screw hole and then put the screw back in. To put the screw back in, I'm going to use these bent needle nose. If you had a little claw guy, you could drop them in from the top, but this is what I have. This is the setup that I used to put in the hold down screw. 10mm, universal, long extension. It would be nicer if I had a longer extension. I would have a little bit more reach. I was kind of banging around in the engine compartment with that one. When you're putting the bracket back on with the electrical connector, be mindful that there was this ground wire that was attached to it as well. All right, I've got the bracket back in. And a note, you want to come in from this side. You want to be on that side of the car, then come in and then work on the bracket that way. Make sure that you get that grounding wire back on. If you have any questions about replacing the crankcase vent valve, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to help you out. Have a great day.